Hello Internet Allies, how are you doing? So something I'm really surprised I've not made a video talking entirely about is the sort of like correlation between mental health and social media. And as somebody who's very passionate about mental health and somebody who spends a lot of time on social media, working on social media stuff, yeah, I'm really surprised I've not really made a video about this. So I'm going to talk about a few of my thoughts, maybe a few quick tips about how to sort of manage your mental health whilst on social media, and just a few thoughts about that. So here we go. So I'm going to start off by saying that I don't think social media is wholly a bad thing. I think there's many positive qualities of social media. I think it just kind of depends on how people use it. So for example, I think social media is great for like keeping in touch with people, connecting with people, also even kind of making new friends as well. However, I do understand that there are some side effects, there are some sort of downsides to social media. I think I'm going to say this for myself as well because I'm 100% guilty of this. Stop comparing yourself to people on social media, because people on social media, they only really tend to share what they want other people to see. So what I mean by this is that I think a lot of people will probably only post like, you know, positive things or things that they're excited about and stuff like that, but they don't necessarily post about like the work they put in to get to that situation. I mean, I try to be as like authentic as possible on social media. I mean, I think, however, I have learned that I do want to be a source of positivity on social media as well, because I think I've seen like a lot of social media accounts that do focus a lot more on the negatives, and their posts just don't really make me feel very good to see, to be honest. Some people may choose to not post about their lives on social media much at all, and that's absolutely fine as well. You know, people might just use it as a tool to keep in touch with people, and I think that's kind of what social media is mainly intended for, is to sort of socialize with people and to connect with people. And just because somebody isn't posting their entire lives on social media doesn't mean that they're not doing anything as well. I mean, there's things that I've not posted on social media that I've done that have been quite exciting for me this year, but like at the same time there have been times where I have felt quite low this year as well. And well, throughout my life really, throughout the entire time that I've used social media, been a consumer of it, been working on it, etc. So there's kind of a bit of a balance, and I think that rings true for everybody really. Everybody has their ups and downs and everything. Everybody has their stresses, everybody has their celebrations, everybody has things that in their lives that excite them. The next thing I want to talk about is positivity on social media. Like I say, I try to be as authentic as possible on social media. However, I think I do try to sort of try and keep positive on social media, sort of try and keep a bit more upbeat. So, you know, I do want to be a source of positivity and even like a source of inspiration on social media as well. You know, I want to post things that make me feel good, but I also want to post things that can make other people feel good as well. As well as that, I try to seek out and follow accounts that do make me feel good as well on social media, accounts that may like inspire me on social media. So yeah, so this could be, you know, accounts which show possibly a nice place for me to go to, maybe like a Disneyland account or something like that, or an account with like positive affirmations on it. Anything like that really. I really like following those things, or even like say for example on TikTok, you know, like I'll probably want to follow more accounts that are based around like, you know, being more uplifting, being more positive, being more inspiring. As for the accounts that may not make you feel too good on social media, you have a few options. First of all, you can just unfollow the accounts that don't make you feel too good, because they may be posting things that are a bit too overly negative, or they could promote like toxic positivity. You know, they could be making you feel quite insecure, quite jealous or whatever by looking through those social media accounts. Or what you could do is, if you know the person, care about the person, feel like you connect with the person, but at the same time you still want to be on good terms with that person, that's posting things that are making you feel insecure or jealous. Maybe not intentionally, because for example I would never intend to post anything that would make other people feel insecure. You know, I want to make people feel empowered, make people feel positive, make people feel inspired. What you can do if you do find accounts that make you feel a bit insecure, so for example, you know, it could be like an ex or an unrequited crush that you're not quite over yet, you can mute them on most accounts if you want to as well, until a point where, you know, you feel like you're not comparing yourself to that person, or until a point where, you know, the things that they're posting are no longer affecting you in a negative way. I think another thing I want to mention about looking after your mental health on social media is, if you feel like you're spending a bit too much time on social media, if you feel like you're getting a bit addicted to social media, you know, try and reduce the time that you spend on social media. So for example, some things I've tried in the past and some things that I am currently trying. If I'm going out somewhere, so for example for a walk, and if I know I don't need my phone, or if I'm not expecting anybody to get in contact with me, I'll just like leave my phone at home. So for example, if I was just going out for a walk in my local area, I would maybe just leave my phone at home. Another thing I've tried doing, or I'm trying to do, is if I'm scrolling through social media and if I see a post that doesn't make me feel good, then I will stop scrolling immediately, come off that social media app. Again, that's something I'm trying to put into practice myself. And you know, if you feel like you don't want to be on social media, think if it's affecting your health, mental health so much, communicate with the people that you want to keep in touch with. Say, look, I'm going to take some time off social media to look after my mental health, but I'd still like to keep in touch with you. Then, you know, work your way around that and whatnot. So, you know, just spend less time on social media altogether. But also, maybe set yourself like specific times as well that you allow yourself to go on social media. So for example, a few years ago, I wanted to spend less time on Facebook. And what I did was, I only allowed myself to go on Facebook in the morning and in the evening. Now, I feel like I've got a much healthier relationship now with social media, with Facebook, so that I don't really feel like, you know, oh God, I'm addicted to Facebook or whatever. But I think at the time, you know, it did help, and it kind of put a lot of like discipline on it. And the final thing I want to mention about looking after your mental health on social media is deactivating any accounts that no longer serve you. So for example, I still think that social media is for socializing, for connecting, networking, keeping in touch with people. And I felt like if I'm not really doing that with anybody on certain social media apps, then I don't really feel like there's much point in me having them. So for example, at the start of this year, I deactivated Twitter for that reason. Also because checking Twitter was always making me feel quite anxious, because like, I think there's like a lot of negative posts that I post on Twitter, and you know, like a lot of negative news stories. It's good for finding out news stories, but a lot of it is quite negative and can make me feel quite low. Also, some of the things that some of the people I was following were posting were making me feel quite anxious. And also the people that I was connected with on Twitter, you know, I can connect with on other social media apps, so it didn't really feel like there was much of a point in me still having Twitter. Same with Snapchat really, you know, I never really connected with anybody on Snapchat that I can't really connect with on other social media apps. However, if I do make any friends in the future and they're very like much, all right, I prefer connecting on Snapchat or Twitter, then I might consider setting up a new account on either Snapchat or Twitter. Also, the things on Twitter I used to post did make me feel quite cringe at times, to be honest. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, I'm just happy with using Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok and Instagram. I use Facebook, LinkedIn and TikTok for work. I use Facebook, TikTok and Instagram for personal stuff. And I use all those apps to connect with people. So I'm happy with just using those for social media apps at the moment, and I'm okay with that. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this random ramble about social media and mental health. Please let me know in the comments what you do to look after your mental health on social media. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Until next time, keep smiling. Bye bye.